All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for real people, just like you and just like me. Sometimes, yes, the channel talks about real issues, all kinds of blowback from the people out on the fringes. Those are the same people that used to attack me personally, attack my family, and all this crap back 2 or 3 years ago. They don't like the fact that I'm not cheerleading, that I'm not going along with all the lemmings that are just going over the cliff. And we can talk all kinds of numbers. You want to talk about numbers? I can talk about numbers. If you want to have a personal conversation, you can do that on Patreon. If you want to sign up, it's $1 a month. We do have civil conversations over there. We even have some mild disagreements from time to time. Yeah, I've had people that have basically said, I used to like you, but you're being so irresponsible. Okay. Well, does anyone think it's bizarre that one narrative goes out every day from all of the sources that people have access to? And for those who've kind of gone off the grid and are looking elsewhere for information, those are all the kooks, right? Because they, like in the old days, when your doctor told you something and you would say to the doctor, well, I don't like your diagnosis. I think I want to get a second opinion, right? But then you go to another doctor and they have the same opinion, and again and again and again. And so you have to go out of your way to find other information. It's out there. And when I hear it, I hear credibility. By the way, I don't hear quackery. This is the new thing that, oh, so you found a quack to tell you what you want to hear, right? No, no. Medicine used to be practiced holistically. It wasn't all about petrochemicals. That was what the Rockefellers that came in and completely overhauled the industry, didn't like the fact that they couldn't sell their petrochemicals. Kind of like, Pfizer, right? Hey, how much is that worth yesterday, right? Money making? Yeah, it's going to make a lot of money because now, hey, there's nothing stopping you now, right? Because it's very effective and very, very safe. Sure, sure it is. Again, if you do your own research and you do your own homework and you're vigilant and you don't just take everyone's word for it, you might find something else. You might find some different information. Now, you can go with the prevailing wisdom, which I don't see as wisdom. I see as it's fear propaganda is what it is. Look, do you think fear increases anyone's life expectancy? Do you think fear is healthy? Do you think fear creates those chemicals, those euphoric chemicals in your body to make you happy each day? Do you think fear does that? I don't. Every day where I've been fearful or upset or mad or any of these emotions which take you out of your kind of happy space, I think Happy Gilmore said happy place, but that tends to ruin your day. And I get headaches, I get fatigue, I feel as though I got hit by a bus, and sometimes it'll take a day or two to get out of that kind of funk. And there's collateral damage with all of this stuff, and everybody's like full steam ahead. Concert industry, hey, so what, we're going to track you. You got your QR code that's going to be uploaded, then you're going to be geolocated, then all of your personal information about what you did or what you didn't do to yourself is going to be stored somewhere. Oh, but it's worth it. Because why? Because you're going to have your freedom back? How's that been working out? Because again, they're canceling gigs and everyone's done the thing, and you have to, in order to go, you have to have your QR code and your paperwork or whatever, right? But yet they're still canceling the gig. So what are they saying? They're saying, well, you did everything you were supposed to do, but there's still a possibility that none of this really works. I mean, that is the message. That's messaging. See, if you do deductive reasoning rather than listen to propaganda and fear all day, if you say, okay, if they're telling you this, right, why are they telling you that? Why are they pushing this so hard? What is the reason? Because this is new. This isn't just a new thing that is spreading around. This is a new way to handle the thing that's spreading around. In our history, in humanity's history, we've never handled it quite like this. We've never told everybody that there's nothing else you can do. Just wait for us to give you the thing. What? So I guess if you create enough fear and panic, brains don't function correctly anymore. And that might be true to some extent, because when I hear these rock stars who are giving me medical advice, I find it humorous, by the way. I mean, cite a doctor other than the short emperor who everyone seems to have some sort of affinity to, even though, what, who? Seriously, him? After what, do this, then don't do that, then maybe this works, maybe that doesn't work. It's mind-blowing. There's no consistency. There's no consistent messaging. The goalposts keep moving. Remember on July 4th? Oh yeah, July 4th, you'll be able to go out and have a barbecue. Just do what you're supposed to do and you'll be able to enjoy a barbecue. Good, great. I mean, no, I'll do it anyway. What are you talking about? Well, you're the reason we still have problems. No, I'm not. All you got to do is look at what's going on in Israel. Okay, I keep saying this to people. They just keep ignoring it. Well, they did a different thing. Well, I think, didn't they use the thing that got approved yesterday? Didn't they use that particular thing? And like almost everybody did it. Well, it's not 100%. No, but it's how you're never going to get 100% compliance unless you become a tyrannical government, unless you do what is happening in portions of Australia, which is some of the most scary footage I've ever seen since I've been alive. And I've seen a lot of scary footage. I mean, little kids and things. It just, and here's the deal. I consume things, I guess, visually each day because I don't watch ABC News, right? Because I won't, because it's what you need to know, not what you should know. What we want you to know. That's it. And if you ask any questions, the lack of intellectual curiosity should keep people up at night. And like I said about informed consent, if you're not horrified right now, then you don't have informed consent, because that means you would have all the information to make a decision, and that would scare the crap out of you. But you don't. A lot of people don't. Some people do and are very afraid. And some people are awake and some people are asleep. Some people are just doing, I always hear this, well, why would they do this? Why would they tell us this if it didn't? I don't know. I have some theories, and they're tinfoil hat theories, okay? They're according to the people out there, it's tinfoil hat. It's another conspiracy theory. Because if you can't attribute a sane motive to something, then you have to think outside of that realm of sanity. And you start to think that these people are crazy. Number one, which they say about me, you're crazy. Number two, there's some kind of a cultic religious thing going on here. And it's interesting because a lot of those people are attacking actual religious people as being the nut jobs, right? They're the nut jobs, not the people that have formed their own new cultic religion, because that's what they've done. They've, whatever you want to call it, give it a name. Fauciism, I don't know. You figure it out. So the bottom line through all this is, I'm not the one that's in charge of the concert industry. I'm not the one who is spreading mis and disinformation. I'm just saying that people should think for themselves. And freedom, bodily autonomy was always a sacred thing. Even when I thought it was outside the realm of that person's body, that it had to do with another body, I could at least understand some of that reasoning. I may not agree with it, but I didn't, but I can understand there's kind of a connection there, right? But you know, this one here is very much not in doubt. All right. If someone is coming at you with a sharp, pointy object, right, and you don't want them to do that, you're not insane. How are you insane? Oh, well, it could save, it could, but it might not. It's my choice, my body, my choice. And by the way, that goes to the concert industry too. You start to do all of these draconian things, they're going to be, even if it's a small percentage of people, even if it's 20%, it's going to destroy that industry. It's going to destroy, it's already destroying pretty much every industry. There are a lot of people that don't want to get up and go to work and do all these things each day in order to be able to work hard for somebody all day. People might want to breathe, for instance. They might want to be able to breathe. And a lot of these places are now starting to say, well, if you want to work here, then you've got to do the thing. How is that legal? How is that constitutional? How is that anything normal as far as humanity and human rights go? How is, I don't get it. So here's the bottom line for those of you who want me to do fluffy bunny talk and, you know, happy talk about this band and that band and, you know, just mindless entertainment kind of stuff, which I do from time to time. It's not in my DNA right now. DNA, that's funny. It's not in my DNA right now to just ignore like the mountains that are crashing into the ocean right now. Just, it's not my thing. I mean, you can disagree and you can decide that you want to find a channel that doesn't do this stuff. And there are channels that have just stuck to what they're talking about. And those are good channels. And I would tell you to go watch them. For me, it's, I compete against myself. You know, if I do a crappy job, then I want to do a better job the next time I do this. Other channels, people tell me about what this guy did or that guy said. And I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. Good for them. They have their own niche. They'll stick with it. If they want to just talk about Steve Perry every time they do a video, that's a moneymaker, right? Because people want to know about Steve Perry. But for me, in my house here, I've decided to go in a different direction. Not all the time, but you know, the rock media, they give me a lot to talk about. These rock stars too, they give me a lot to talk about. And in general, this all ties together, because if this industry is going to survive, which it seems as though they don't want it to survive, then guess what? Things have got to change or it's not going to survive. This narrative that's been going for 18 months, if it continues, I can't see how people are going to want to go to concerts. Almost every person that's on my page, and even people who didn't kind of know my way of thinking prior to this, have said to me privately, you know what, I agree with what you're saying. It's hard for me to say it out loud. It's hard for me to say it on Facebook or Twitter or wherever, but I say it and I'm worried that I'm going to lose my job. I'm going to lose my friends, even family members who disagree. So I get that. I get it. And at the end of the day, people should be successful. And the only way you're going to be successful long-term is if this stops. If this ends, then everybody can go back to being successful. And we need to find other ways to deal with this rather than that one way, because there are other ways to deal with it. And the fear is going to destroy so many people. It already has. What do you think what children are probably going through? And nobody really seems to understand that the collateral damage to this is going to be long-term and even generational. So anyway, this video was inspired by somebody who tried to reach out to me, and I didn't appreciate the way they did that, and accusing me of all this stuff and citing numbers, and I could easily cite numbers back and get into a huge confrontation and argument, but the anger isn't a good combination with the fear and the frustration. So I decided to not go in that direction. So in any event, thanks for watching. If you support this channel, thank you. If you'd like to support this channel on Patreon, the low number to get in is $1. You can do $5, $10, $3, whatever you can afford. I understand that I'm a bit of a lightning rod, and it's easier for me just to talk about, how David Crosby and Graham Nash will never, be friends again or something. But right now, this is where I'm at. So again, thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.